We've got a DJ Mo over in the studio. Say hello, man.
What's going on, boys?
Voices is good, yo. Everything's
Alright,
just
you know
going
what?
on.
It's been ages that, you know what, I've not been on air, but Toni is one lucky girl that I'm coming on air for. I'm going to be interviewing her along with you two boys. We've got Bob in the studio as well, so Bob, if you want to say hi to everyone.
Nah, Bob's a little bit reluctant to say hi to anyone right now.
Alright, you know what?
Chilling back.
You know what? I've got one thing that I've got to say is that we've got one of the ladies who is live with us all the way from New York right now. So we want to introduce her. This is Toni Blackman. Toni, what's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Sending you love all the way from Brooklyn.
Yes. So Toni, how your day been, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's summertime here, so
Is
I'm
it?
happy.
It's just boiling in Pakistan. It's just really boiling. So Toni,
Yeah.
you've got to tell us something about yourself. What have you been doing today?
Today, I got up, I drank my vegetable juice, I did my prayer, and then I went to yoga.
Alright, and I asked you one question just before we sign up, and that was, we do not see a lot of black ladies going for yoga. How do you explain that?
Well, you know, I live in New York City, and one of the beautiful things about being in New York City is that there's so much diversity. And there's diversity all across the board. And so, you know, I always see other black ladies in class, and I'm sure it's not like that all over the country, but here in New York City, you see everything and everybody involved in it.
Alright, so Toni, how did you come up with such a good music, man? Because you know what, I want to say one thing. We've been listening to your music, and there's this one track which includes reggae in that as well. Are you from like Jamaican background, or are you from African background? Do you want to explain that?
Well, you know, I'm of African descent. I grew up here in America, and I think I'm influenced by music from all over the African diaspora, and I've always had a liking to all kinds of sounds and music and culture, and so I kind of can take on the...
Alright, Toni, you know what? We've got in the studios right now Amar and DJ TT. So you want to say hi to these two boys?
Hello, Amar and DJ TT.
Hello, Toni. How have you been?
I'm good, man. And it's good to be on the air all the way to Pakistan.
Yes, it is, man.
Pleasure to have you on air. Seriously, we've been listening to your music and we've just been going crazy, man. Seriously.
You know, although Omar's a metalhead and he listens to a lot of metal, but still, you know, he was so indulged in the music. He's like, okay, this is some nice stuff. So tell us, you know, we've been reading your profile for about like 5-6 days, and we've been searching out and promoting all that. And plus, you know, we've got a lot of fan following for you over here in Pakistan as well. And we have a couple of questions that we'll be asking you later on in the show. But tell us one thing, like you have, like you improvise when you're doing all those raps and writing poetry. So when was the first time you actually, wrote a single piece of poetry, or let's just say a single poem? When was that time? Was it in your teenagers, or was it when you were a little kid, like 7-8 years old? How did you develop that interest in you?
I think I was probably, I was 8 years old.
That's amazing. Like that's like really young age for writing such kind of stuff. You know what was that one thing? What was that first thing that you write down? Because a lot of people, what they do is they write down the poetry or something. So what was that one thing that you wrote down at the age of 8?
At the age of 8, I wrote about, there was garbage men going on strike. And I asked the adults, well, if they lose their jobs, what's going to happen to these men? What's going to happen to their families? And, none of the grown-ups were too keen on having this kind of dialogue with an 8-year-old. And they just didn't know what to say. And I had questions about life, about war, about peace. And so I started writing poetry to answer my own questions, to figure out answers.
So can we have that part of that poetry that you wrote at the age of 8? Can we have that right now? Because we want to listen to it.
I don't have that poem ready.
But you should at least remember that part, man, because that's like the first thing that you ever wrote in your life.
Oh, no, I don't know this one. No.
Alright, what was the second one then?
I don't remember.
Alright, that's really fine. Like a lot of ladies, what they do is they wake up, they make stuff for their husbands, kids, and stuff like that. Do you want to tell us, are you like married? Are you still single?
I'm sort of married, but still single. I am in this space in life where I feel like I've done enough work in my dream where it's time for me to, confirm what I'm doing with the rest of my life. So I'm in that space now.
All right. So how do you carry on with your day?
The day is interesting because the kind of work I do, I've always done project-oriented work. I can't go to an office and stay there all day. I go crazy. I can't go to a classroom and stay in the same classroom and see the same kids every day for a whole year. I can't do it. So I teach workshops and I do projects. So I do work where the job ends in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and it makes me very, very happy.
Yeah, because that way you get to meet a lot of people as well. You get to be interactive and you get to be famous as well at the same time. Do you think your students know that, Toni Blackman is that one name who sings and, a lot of people, and she has a big, huge fan following as well. So do you think that your students know that, Toni Blackman is there?
Well, sometimes some of my students may know and a lot of them don't, because I think, one of the unfortunate things for my regular students here in America is that we don't get enough access to what's going on around the world, and it can be kind of insular. And so what happens is, though, a lot of young people, they learn about what's happening in the world through hip-hop people like me who travel, and we come back and we share. And what's great about the time that we live in now is that anybody can pick up a camera, anybody can make a movie, anybody can tell a story. And so there are a lot of people that are telling stories, and you don't need a major television network or $1 million to tell a story anymore. And so they're learning, and their minds are open. And what I love about this new young generation is that they were born into such good fortune with so many opportunities here in this country, but now they're so hungry. They're like little sponges, and they want to know, and they're curious. And so I still have a lot of fun teaching.
All right, that's perfect. I've got one thing to ask you regarding your music. We've got this backup introduction. Now, what's that about? And it says Toni Blackman.
Okay, you know what happened? My first assignment as a cultural ambassador for hip hop and as an American cultural specialist was in Senegal.
All right.
And one of the things that we were trying to do was identify ways to build relationships with the younger generation via the U.S. Embassy in these different countries. And Senegal was my first stop. And Senegal has a strong oral culture in terms of the griot and the jali and the storytelling and the passing on tradition and history orally. So it was like a hip-hop heaven while I was there. And I met a bunch of young rappers, and some of them have since come to America to tour, been a part of international festivals that I was able to recommend them for. And this group I met, Baka, is a guy, he beatboxes.
All right.
And he sings, and he plays one hell of a djembe. He can play those drums, and they're in the States now, and they tour a lot. And so I had him sing my name, and like a griot. So in many West African countries, like the griot sings and tells stories and talks. And so for someone to sing your name is like a tribute to you and your history. And he sang my name, and now when I go to every country I go to, I have a man sing my name.
All right.
So
wow.
Now I go to one country, so I go to this other country, and so I'm in Indonesia, and this guy says, I can sing your name better.
Tony, you know what? By the end of tonight, what we will do is it's like we're going to sing you in our way. That Toni Blackman, all right? That's one thing that we are going to do tonight. But you know what? Whatever we are talking about this Baka, why not we go listen to that? And Tony, you can listen to it as well on the same time. Let's go and listen to that. It's just like 42 seconds thing, and it's just Toni Blackman there. So let's go and check this out.
Toni Blackman, Toni Blackman, Toni Blackman, yeah. Toni Blackman, yeah. Toni Blackman, Toni Blackman, Toni Blackman, Toni Blackman, Toni Blackman.
Yes, Tony, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. We've got it down there. See, I told you, we've got this Becca thingy as well. Do you have more of that Becca stuff Because we want to play it as well this time.
Oh, with Baka? No, that's all I have his voice on.
Oh, is it? That's all right. Like I said, you know, by the end of tonight, we will sing you Toni Blackman. All right, 3 of us. It's going to be Amar, it's going to be DJ TT, and it's going to be me as well. Now, DJ TT is going to ask you a couple of things.
Yeah, now Tony, tell me, you know, we have got this really special thing in our show because our show is called You Know Who, and you know, tonight you're our guest. So we've got this, let's just say, quick fire round, and in which I'll just randomly ask you different questions, and you would have around about 2 to 3 seconds to answer them. So are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right. Favorite actor?
Denzel Washington.
All right. Favorite car?
A Volvo.
Okay. And favorite hip hop artist?
Lauryn Hill.
I've got to ask you one thing. You said
What?
Volvo, right?
Yeah, the Volvo.
Do you want it like proper tinted with chrome spinners?
You know, I am a very humble woman. I show myself when I'm on stage or on the mic. Other than that,
Yeah.
I'm quite humble. So I don't like to be seen in these cars. I like to blend in, be invisible.
Yeah, you know what? We've got this concept in Pakistan, which is, you know, have proper wicked cars with
Yeah.
proper dark colors, tinted windows, spinners, chrome all over the car. You know, we want that kind of thing.
Really, really bright lights and everything. And you know, all of them cars really dropped. Yeah, that's what we have over here. All right, we'll continue right now with a quick fire round. All right, a person you would marry.
A person I would marry. President Obama.
All right. You know, Bob was raising his hand and he's like, me. But you just broke his heart. It's okay, Bob. I feel for you, man. I seriously do.
No, I don't know how to answer this question.
Right. So, okay. All right. Your favorite dress?
My favorite dress?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my favorite dress? You mean describe the dress?
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's gold and red. It's a traditional dress from Senegal.
All right. Gold and red. That blends in. That quite blends in. And
All right, your favorite color?
My favorite color is green.
Green. Nice. Your inspiration?
My inspiration, it's an author right now, the past few years, it's an author, Brazilian author named Paulo Coelho. He wrote The Alchemist.
Yeah, I've heard about it. He also wrote the Zahir, right?
Yes, yeah.
oh, intellectual.
Right, Tony, you know what's going to happen right now is that quick fire round has been ended up. We're going to ask you more questions like this.
Yes.
But first of all, what we want to do is we want to go for a track. We've got changes over it. Now, you want to say something about this track called Change?
Oh, I did this track with Amkulel. He's from Mali and it was produced by Fritz Francois. He's from Haiti, and the idea was to create a song. He wanted to do something revolutionary and powerful, and I wanted to do something that was positive and uplifting, so we met in the middle and chose the topic of change.
Now that's all right. Let's go and listen to that. Tony, stick around with us. We've got Change coming up for you lot. Let's go and listen to that. This is DJ Mo along with DJ TT and Amar Khan.
Dans la vie, tout finit par changer. Dans la vie, le changement est inévitable.
Everything must change. Change is inevitable. Right? I'm Toni Blackman.
We gonna put us in the goal. Oh baby, yelema. We gonna put us in the goal. Oh baby, yelema, yelema. We gonna put us in the goal. Oh baby, yelema. We gonna put us in the goal. Oh baby, yelema, yelema. Oh baby, yelema. We gonna put us in the goal. Oh baby, yelema. Kobena watido Shoni tile kabara Wala safoli juma kaparo Jamana di una Vocho kagilema Kabara Wala safoli juma kaparo Jamana di